And I would now like to invite Ms.Akvile Pareigyte, Volt Lab Regional Google Trainer, and she will talk on about every trip which starts online based on customer-centric marketing. So I would like to invite our guest speaker, Akvile Pareigyte, on stage.
Hello, good morning everyone. Very pleased to be here, and I'm going to talk about online trends today. And why is that? Because customers don't go online, customers live online. In fact, every trip, every journey begins online. Regardless whether customers end up making their bookings via travel agents or walking into reception, they always start their journey, research, planning, comparison online. And most of it starts on their mobile devices. Yeah? And looking at the mobile statistics, 53% of customers will abandon a mobile site if it takes longer than 3 seconds to load. 1, 2, 3. That's how long you have to grab the attention of a customer. So pretty much, if your site doesn't load in 3 seconds, you will lose half of your potential business. What does it mean in money? So every second delay reduces your conversion rates by 12%. Let's look at the statistics at the average. So the average mobile speed in travel industry varies between 7 to 10, with Germany scoring the highest with 7%. US, for example, is 10%. But globally, the situation is even worse. Globally, travel industry, the average mobile load speed is 22 seconds. Yeah? So we are very far behind the customer expectations. And if we count how much potential revenue we are losing with every second delay, that's really crazy. And when it comes to users feeling comfortable to complete the entire trip planning, from research, planning, and booking a trip to a new destination, 1/3 maybe feels uncomfortable. India stands out as the only one that feels quite comfortable to complete the entire travel planning using only a mobile device. Germany, for example, is the least uncomfortable with only 27%. And looking at the consumer trends, here we can see the top 100 most visited travel sites in UK, Germany, and France, and more than half of their traffic comes via a mobile device. Germany in particular, only 27% of that half feels comfortable to complete their travel planning and booking with a mobile. Mobile apps. I often get asked by brands, should I invest in a mobile app, yes or no? So my answer varies. The first thing I do is I ask, do you have a fast and frictionless mobile website? If the answer is yes, by all means, go ahead and invest in a mobile app. But if your mobile website takes 22 seconds to load, no, fix the foundation first. That is my typical answer. Because new customers will not find you via a mobile app. Mobile apps are designed primarily for loyal customers. And looking at the statistics, 62% of users report that storing their preferences for future activities is the #1 reason they would download a mobile app, and 44% like to receive notifications about discounts and offers. And mobile space, memory space is the #1 challenge reported for travel mobile apps. In fact, 3 in 10 users will delete an app to save memory space on their phone. Another interesting trend we see in travel industry. So in the past couple of years, there's been a 150% increase for tonight or today travel and air related queries. People are becoming more impulsive because they know they can get away with it. Brands are getting better at providing frictionless, speedy mobile websites, and that allows them to make instant decisions, instant bookings on the go. Another trend we are seeing is there's been a 3 times faster growth in luxury, family, couple, and honeymoon-related search queries globally. That is 3 times faster than ecotourism and adventure travel. And people tend to take shorter vacations now. So in the next 12 months, people are planning to take more short getaways that are 3 days, 3 nights or less than the longer ones. Another interesting trend we are seeing is there has been, over the past 2 years, there has been an 80% increase in searches for BAST. And people search even for the smallest things, such as toothbrush, BAST toothbrush for me. And when it comes to finding the best, is not about finding the best thing that exists. It's about finding the best thing for me. I'm not looking for the best car insurance. I'm looking for the best car insurance for me. I'm not looking for best shoes. I'm looking for best women shoes to stand all day long. So people are looking for very specific, personalized services, products, and information. So now let's explore how people search and what they're searching for. So since I'm here in Sri Lanka, I did a few searches relevant to the destination. And what I discovered, best beaches, for example. So here you can see a graph showing the most popular Google searches related to best beach destinations. So what are those? People are searching for beaches in Asia, Europe, Thailand comes up, world, Turkey. Which locations? So what are the top locations searching for best beach destinations? So that's inspirational content they're looking for. Canada, US, Australia, UK, Mexico, and others. And not surprised, most of these searches come from mobile devices. And then I performed a few other searches, Safari as example, people looking for safari destinations. I was quite pleased to see Sri Lanka making into the top 10 amongst the other Kenya's, Tanzania, and African markets. What about wedding? So what are the most popular wedding destinations? Europe, India, Italy, a few locations in US, Australia, and Greece, Caribbean, and so on. What about honeymoon? So here again, we see a different trend comparing to weddings. India comes up. People are looking again for inspiration, honeymoon destinations, honeymoon packages. For some reason, people like to get married and go on honeymoons in specific periods, which are September, November, and December. And I looked a bit deeper into Sri Lanka. So when people are searching for Sri Lanka hotels, what are the top performing searches? So we could see a lot of job-related queries. We see wedding packages, 5-star hotels with private pools. Gal, Kandy, Colombo came as the top searched destinations within Sri Lanka market. Especially when it comes to choosing a destination, people are looking for advice, valuable content, informational content, something that will inspire them. Yeah, and here I have a graph. Perhaps not all of you can see it, but people are looking for anything related to safety warnings, itineraries, best routes, maps, transportation, vaccinations. So that's something that all of us within travel industry have to be better at providing. Yeah, so if you perform such searches, most of the time you will see maybe tour operators, travel agents providing this kind of content. I rarely ever see hotels or even destinations providing this type of content that users are looking for. Now let's look at some industry benchmarks. Here we can see top 10 most visited hotel and accommodation websites in the US. So the top 3 are Airbnb, Booking.com, Hotels.com. Marriott and Hilton are the only 2 hotel chains that make it into the top 5. In 2016, Airbnb raised money based on a valuation of $30 billion. That is 50% higher than market capitalization of Marriott International, the world's largest hotel chain. And even though Airbnb receives 15.5% higher traffic to their website, in my eyes, Booking.com is the winner with an extremely high conversion rate of 9.42%. That is over 148% higher than Airbnb. So Booking.com scores when it comes to converting the customers. Let's look where most of its traffic comes from. So the top 3, Airbnb, Booking.com, Hotels.com, receive most of their web traffic via direct channel. Direct meaning users going in, typing Booking.com, typing the actual web address. What does it mean? That they have extremely high loyalty and repeat visitor rate. Now looking at the top OTA and meta search sites, TripAdvisor, Expedia, and Kayak come as the top 3, with Expedia, having the highest conversion rate of above 3%. And looking at the traffic channels, TripAdvisor stands out as receiving the highest organic channel traffic. Organic meaning people are typing in Google and clicking on the organic search listings. 70% of TripAdvisor's traffic comes via organic. That shows that TripAdvisor has really high authority in Google search ranks. Now let's look closer at Booking.com. Booking.com has the highest average visit duration, so the time users spent on their website, and they have the lowest bounce rates. Bounce rate meaning a user lands on the website and drops out right away without taking any actions. So once again, Booking.com beats Airbnb, which has very high traffic, but very high bounce rate. And in 2005, Priceline Group acquired Booking.com for $130 million. And it was reported that last year, Booking.com generated over $8 billion in annual revenue. That is 60 times its acquisition price. And that's 85% of Priceline's total revenue. Booking.com is extremely strong when it comes to paid search on Google. I'm sure you guys have noticed whenever you are searching for hotels, accommodation, you will always see Booking.com ads. Why is that? Because it's reported they're spending around $3 billion just on Google advertising every year. $3 billion is their budget. Talking of budgets, when SiteMinder asked hotel professionals worldwide where are they planning to allocate the highest spend in the next year, digital marketing and social media came as the top two, just behind revenue management. And since I'm here in Sri Lanka, I'm very curious, and I said, let me check it out. How are we doing here promoting Sri Lanka destination? As just for comparison purposes, I took Maldives, and I looked at the traffic generated to srilanka.travel and visitmaldives.com. So the interesting fact I found that up until June, both Sri Lanka and Maldives were going hand in hand in terms of traffic, but there was a sudden spike in June when Sri Lanka travel started receiving almost triple traffic every month. And after speaking to Tourism Promotion Bureau, I found out that in June is when they launched their blogger outreach campaign. So here you can see in this graph, there was immediate impact on website traffic. Most of its traffic came via search, for now organic, but I hear that by November, Sri Lanka is going with the global paid search display integrated digital marketing campaign targeting 5 key regions. So I'm anticipating to see quite a lot of changes in this, online activities in Estonia. And then I went a step further. So once people come to srilanka.travel, where do they go after? So the number 2 site was the visa application website. Number 3 was Colombo city tours, so a travel agent doing quite well. And unfortunately to them, the first one was a historical building that provides, I think, accommodation and catering. And when I tried to discover what it is, I actually couldn't play it, neither on my mobile or on desktop, because the site uses Flash. Nowadays, in 2018, there should be not a single website using Flash, and that's a lost opportunity for that company, for that business. Then I try to understand, where do these people come from? So here you can see the top 5 markets going to srilanka.travel. So Sri Lanka is number 1, followed by India, UK, US, and Australia. So that's the statistic I got from the website analytics. But then I said, okay, let me see the user perspective, okay? So who are searching for Sri Lanka? And here on this graph, you can see global search volumes for specific keyword phrases. And you can see the top 5 markets searching for those phrases. So let's start with Sri Lanka travel. Sri Lanka comes as number 1. Then you can see Qatar, UAE, Australia, Singapore making it into the top 5. When I looked into Sri Lanka hotels in particular, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Qatar again, UAE, UK made it into the top 5. Then I looked for specific travel experiences, which is safari. Again, we see different countries, so UAE, Singapore came in, Australia, UK, and honeymoons, so the romantic travelers are mainly coming from UK, India, Australia, and US. So this slide actually demonstrates that it's no longer about identifying your top 5, let's say, or 10 key feeder markets. It's really about segmenting specific travel experiences, specific hotel accommodation types, because each one of them will have different target markets that are most likely to search for. Then I looked at social media to see what is the best performing social media channel for Sri Lanka travel, and YouTube came in as absolute winner. Above 80% of all social traffic to the website comes via YouTube. So that is by far the most important social media channel for Sri Lanka and for any other destination in the world. In the past couple of years, there's been a 6-time growth for travel-related video watch time on YouTube. and vlogs in particular. So these are guest uploaded hotel accommodation destination reviews. Consumers don't look for promotional polished material, as I said. They are looking for videos by real people just like them. They want to virtually try before they buy. They want to see how the family fits into the room. Even do the kids look happy in the video or not? So collaboration with vloggers, bloggers, and so on is really, really important nowadays. Here, if you search on YouTube for Sri Lanka travel, Sri Lanka honeymoon, Sri Lanka tourism, you will see most popular videos are user-generated videos. Some of you might have seen the latest Tourism Australia ad, Super Bowl ad. So Tourism Australia invested $36 million in an ongoing video campaign targeting the US market. And the results have been outstanding so far. They created a series of fake Dundee movie trailers to be promoted particularly in the US across YouTube and other video channels. They actually, so far, were the most effective Super Bowl ads, beating brands such as Pepsi and Budweiser. I also reviewed the top performing ads, the YouTube ads leaderboard for the past in 2017 and 2018, and I only found two travel brands, of which one was Turkey Airlines, which is famous for producing their safety videos. So the latest one that made it into YouTube's ad leaderboard is the Lego safety movie. And the only second travel brand was Australia Tourism in the past 2 years. What I also noticed is when you go and search on YouTube for Australia travel, their own channel comes as number 2. Yeah? Unlike the previous video that we saw, it's mainly vloggers and travel agents, tour operators that rank higher. But this is a great example how a well-planned strategic video campaign could impact even the channel ranking, the official channel ranking on YouTube listings. And here are the results that they generated. So $36 million was their investment, and it gave them a reach of 890 million on social media with over 1,200% engagement. It generated 120,000 media mentions, with 681% increase in digital mentions. Estimated TV audience is 110 million users, and the advertising value is $74 million. So they spent 36, they got pretty much double return on their advertising. They even got Donald Trump Jr. to tweet about their campaign. So this case study is a great example of how us travel-related brands have to go out of ordinary, be creative, be original. It's no longer selling the standard beaches and safaris and honeymoons and so on. It's really coming up with a concept that will make you stand out of the crowd. Okay, so thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very much, Ms.Akvile Pareigyte, founder of Volt Lab Regional Google Trainer, for that interesting presentation.